Another thing that I like to do is, say if I'm texturing the fur and I'm bringing it into Mari, and I want to be able to see where the hair is because the hair color is coming from the root, and when I see the fur, it's hard to figure out, okay, I want to paint this a certain color, but where is that color coming from? Is it here or here? So I actually like to export the guides as geometry. Sometimes I'll export the hair, depends, but just so that I can bring this geometry into Mari or whatever texturing program you're using to paint it. I once had to do a digi double at work, and she had really extreme strong highlights that she had like aqua hair with patches of pink coming out, and I really needed to be able to see where that hair was coming from. Okay, so what you can do is add a poly wire, and I'll bring this down. Something like that. Okay, and whenever I export Alembics, I also like to do an attribute delete. This will bring down the file size quite a bit. If I middle mouse click on here, you'll see it's got bend, stiffness, curve, mask, skin, prim UV, ID, path. This is all coming from the guide information. It's being brought all the way from the generation and all the things I've done with the filters down into here. So in this attribute delete, I want to delete all the point attributes except for P, which is important. So what I can do is I can do star everything except P, and then if I now middle mouse click over this, you'll see that's now disappeared. To put here, and I will. There are UVs on the vertex attributes, but I don't really care about that on this geometry in particular. So I'm just going to put star for all of that, and now I'm ready. There's also groups. Group delete. There, now it's totally clean and ready for export. If for some reason you need to turn the hair into geometry, I've had to do this before with eyelashes and eyebrows where they actually want to render it as geometry rather than hair curves. Something that's neat that you can do is in this radius here, you could say at width. This won't work because I don't have a width attribute on the guide curves, but you will have a width attribute on the hair itself. And this is really great because, you know, if you have little tiny eyebrow hairs and in the middle and it's suddenly looking like a unibrow because everything is the same width and thickness, this can help with that. So I'll just show you on the whiskers as an example. If I middle mouse click here, you'll see that I have a width point attribute on the whiskers. I painted a mask because I want the whiskers near the front to be a lot thinner. And in the poly wire, I've added the at width as the radius. And you'll see that these whiskers up front are actually reading that width and is a lot smaller